welcome to the 10th Rule Books, big, bad, old school radio serial podcast. Brought to you, of course, by 10th Rule Books, bringing you the pulp fiction that skips the boring parts. This week we have episode 6 of Fierro, as Gordon makes his way to Salinas to cause trouble for Andy and Gray. Enjoy.
Chapter 14, Andy, Salinas. He'd certainly got his quarter's worth on this game. His feet were tired from standing so long. A couple kids had come in looking to play and left while Andy was still flying around killing aliens and rescuing spacemen. After entering ASS on the top spot of the Defender leaderboard, Andy bought himself some cigarettes, a 40 of Mickey's, and listened to Gray tell a cop story he had heard already. Only one of the initials was right, but Andy's actual initials did not spell anything cool, so he always went with ass when he broke into the high score list on the Defender machine. There was a lull for beer buyers, so Gray had time to weave one of his tales. Apparently some junkie buying cigarettes reminded him of the one about him bashing in the head of some scumbag gone crazy on angel dust, which was apparently fairly routine. What made this one special was this guy's sister came out of the house and started beating on Gray with a broom. The department ought to have such a negative attitude toward breaking the jaw of pregnant women. You would have to buy your beer and smokes from someone a hell of a lot more boring than me, Gray said. Andy laughed, having learned from hearing the story before this was the funny part. Good thing for the owners of this dump, they were getting robbed and blind before I got here. No kidding, Andy said. Even though he knew it was true, he had helped himself to a few five-finger discounts himself before Gray started working behind the counter. Yeah, they should pay me more. Nothing against Angela. These punks rob her blind. They still pay her more than me. Really? I think it's the tits. Well, no offense, but her tits are way nicer than yours. Gray smiled. Sure, but her ass is fatter. He was right, but Andy could think of no way to respond without sounding gay. The infusion of customers going toward the cooler got Gray's attention, so he did not have to. I'll see you later, dude. Gray was watching the customer retrieve 2 12-packs of Miller High Life when he replied, "See you, kid," without looking Andy's direction. Andy headed back to his apartment thinking his malt liquor was getting warm, listening to Gray wax on about the joys of police brutality. Nice thing about Mickey's was the screw-off top. He could take a slug and reseal the 40-ouncer for the walk home. It was still good, but he figured he may need to stick it in the freezer for a few minutes. This stuff is best served ice cold. He'd gotten about halfway home when he realized someone had paged him. While he was killing aliens at a personal record pace, he checked it and found it was his pal, the man formerly known as Lester. He considered going back and returning the call. He took another shot of malt liquor and decided Lance could wait, and continued toward his place. When he saw the 2 dudes knocking on his door, he was hopeful. He did not like kids coming to his place to buy, but he could use the money, having spent just about all his cash on smokes and malt liquor. He cursed himself for a second, remembering the cocaine he was supposed to be pushing was still stashed in his car bag at work. Then he saw the sunglasses, worn even though the sun had set long ago, and the bandanas covering their mouths. One was trying, but failing to hide a shotgun under a long coat, and the other was not even making an effort to conceal a pistol he was holding. He stood there for a while watching them, unsure what the right move was. He was surprised when they turned and started walking his way. He did not think they had seen him, but he did not want to take any chances. Andy turned and ran. Chapter 15, Gordon. Salinas. "Can I help you?" Gray asked the pretty boy with the bleached blonde hair who walked up to the counter. He was a different kind of scumbag than usually came into his store, but he looked like a scumbag nonetheless. "You know where the Ashwood apartments are at?" Instead of answering, the old guy just gave Gordon a hard stare. Gordon immediately regretted coming into the 7-Eleven to ask for directions. The old guy behind the counter gave off a weird vibe, like he was looking for someone to start some shit. Gordon was about to tell him to forget it when the old dude said, "Why?" "Why not?" Gordon said, feeling in the mood to start some shit himself. Drive out here was bad enough, nothing but desert for most of it, and Salinas was not much of a town. Apparently some writer Gordon was supposed to have read in high school lived there a long time ago, but otherwise this was just a collection of fields surrounding the type of Too big to be small and too small to be big city Gordon liked to avoid. Kind of place where a guy could get mugged or carjacked, just like the big city, but his chances of finding a decent nightclub were slim and none. You can think of a bunch of reasons to avoid him. Not exactly a resort over there, the old guy said. Gordon was considering telling the old fart to go fuck himself when the guy pointed toward the front of the store. You came from the north, you passed it, about 2 blocks back. You can probably see it from the parking lot. Gordon had come from the south. He hadn't got more than 2 blocks looking for the place. He found himself surrounded by nothing but fields growing vegetables. He walked out and stood on the sidewalk in front of the store. The old dude with the bad attitude was right. About 2 blocks up on the other side of the street, he could see a sign reading Ashwood Arms. Gordon shook his head as he came back inside the 7-Eleven. Motherfucker told me it was on the right. Only if you're going the other way. Anything else I can do for you, the old guy asked. Can I get a pack of Cools? 100s? That all? Yeah. While the old guy was grabbing the smokes, a fat kid wearing an old sports jacket over a Motley Crue t-shirt, blue jeans, and worn loafers, but no socks, came through the door holding a quart of Mickey's Malt liquor. He looked familiar for some reason. There was no way Gordon knew this punk. The kid was out of breath, like he'd just run over here. What the hell are you doing, Andy? Gray asked. Gordon noticed the name that struck Gordon why he looks familiar. He matched the description of the dude the porn star gave Gordon's coke to. Fat kid was still struggling to catch his breath, coughing hard. He looked to the window and pointed. The clerk leaned over the counter to see what the kid was pointing at and shrugged. Whatever it was, he did not see it. Gordon looked too, and he did not see anything either. The kid was still pointing, even though he was doubled over and coughing. Gordon walked to the window and peered out. He was about to tell the old guy there was nothing there when he saw 2 guys with their faces covered, one casually carrying a pistol, the other toting a shotgun, walking on the other side of the street. When they were across from the 7-Eleven, they turned and started heading towards it. Apparently the fat kid had pissed off more people than just Gordon. The way they were walking, not even in a hurry, made Gordon think these were some hardcore killers, maybe even cartel types. He considered heading out the back, except he still did not have his coke. Chapter 16. Eddie, Hack, and Hack's old lady. What now? Hack asked. Before Eddie could answer, there was another knock on the door. Eddie had just put his gun away, and Hack had just moved from cover behind Andy's threadbare couch. Eddie put the pistol back in his fist, and Hack went back to ducking behind the couch. Eddie took a glance at the peephole, then looked back at Hack. Why is your old lady knocking on the fucking door? I don't know. I can hear you assholes in there. Open the door. Eddie pulled open the door. Are you trying to fuck this up? Before she could answer, he yanked her inside the apartment and shut the door. You think if he sees your skanky ass outside his door, he won't think something's up? How's he going to see me when he's playing the Defender game back at 7-Eleven? Why are you still here anyway? I thought you were stealing the kid's coke. What do you think I'm trying? What the fuck do you think I'm trying to do? It ain't here. She looked at Hack, who nodded, saying, I know a little bit about hiding shit. It ain't here. Okay, but then why are you still here? Waiting for him to come home so he can ask him. Except he's at the... I heard you the first time, Eddie said. He looked at Hack. What do you think? Then Heschers can play some fucking Defender. He could be there a while, Hack's old lady added. Let's go get him. This apartment stinks.
You have been listening to the 10th Rule Books Big Bad Old School Radio Serial Podcast, brought to you by 10th Rule Books, bringing you the pulp fiction that skips the boring parts. If you enjoyed this, you can check it out in written form in Double Tap, 2 Tales of Central California Noir, and please check out all our books. You can find them on Amazon, such as The Walking Funeral, Hell Book 1 by Bodie Myers, or Best Laid Plans, Idiots and Fuck-Ups by Todd Moore. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. You can check out all things 10th Rule Books at www.10thrulebooks, blog at 10th Rule Books. As always, thanks for listening, and we will see you next week with Fierro, Episode 7. Later.